Right now, there's a small jar in your kitchen that people once fought wars over. Cities were built because of it, roads were carved through mountains for it. Some people were even paid in it, salt. But here's the strange part, salt doesn't grow anywhere, you can't hunt it. You can't pick it from a tree, so how did ancient humans find it? With no maps, no science, no idea what sodium even was? To answer that, we have to follow the animals. For most of human history, people didn't actually need to find salt. Early hunters ate meat, and meat already contains all the sodium a body needs. As long as you hunted, nature handled it. But plant-eating animals had a problem. Grass and leaves contain almost no salt. So deer, elephants, bison, they went looking for it, and they found it. In special places where salty minerals seep out of the ground, called salt licks. Herds walked the same paths for generations, wearing deep trails into the earth. And ancient hunters, tracking those herds, followed the trails straight to the source. Imagine that first taste, sharp, strange, and somehow, your body wants more. Humans didn't discover salt with their brains, they discovered it with their tongues. And here's the amazing part, those animal trails to salt became human footpaths. Footpaths became roads, and roads to salt became villages, and later cities. Then, around 10,000 years ago, humans made a choice that changed everything. They started farming, no more chasing herds, now there was bread, porridge, vegetables. Food you could grow instead of hunt, but it had a hidden flaw. Grains and vegetables contain almost no sodium, and a body without salt starts to fail. Muscles cramp, heads ache, salt is how your nerves fire and your muscles move. So farming humans for the first time ever had to find salt on purpose. It went from a lucky treat to a survival mission. But where do you find a mineral you can't even see? The answer was hiding in plain sight, in water. Around 8,000 years ago, at a salt lake in northern China, people noticed something magical. Every summer, the sun would drink up the shallow water at the lake's edge and leave behind a crust of glittering white crystals, salt. Just lying on the ground, harvested straight from the shore. This is one of the earliest salt operations we know of anywhere on Earth. And no one invented evaporation, the sun showed them. Humans simply learned to copy it, trapping salty water in shallow pools and letting the sun do the work. Meanwhile, in what is now Bulgaria, people went even further. They boiled salty spring water in clay pots until only the salt remained. And around 7,500 years ago, they built a whole settlement around it. A place called Solnitsata, some call it Europe's oldest known town. But here's the telling detail, it was surrounded by massive stone walls. Why would a tiny salt town need fortress walls? Because salt was now treasure. But salt was hiding one more secret, maybe its greatest one. Ancient people had an enemy they couldn't see, rot. Catch 10 fish today and by tomorrow they're spoiled. Which meant nobody could store food, save food or travel far with food. Then someone noticed something impossible, fish packed in salt didn't rot. Days later, even weeks later, it was still good. Here's why, salt pulls water out of food. And without water, the invisible microbes that cause rot simply can't survive. Ancient people didn't know about bacteria, they just knew salt had stopped time. And this changed everything, now food could survive winter. Now sailors could cross oceans, and armies could march for months. Salt didn't just feed people, it unlocked the map of the world. Once salt could preserve food, everyone needed it, and whoever controlled it became rich. In the mountains of Austria, at a place called Hallstatt, miners tunneled deep into the earth, chasing veins of rock salt. And the salt-soaked mines preserved their tools, clothes, even wooden equipment. For us to find 3,000 years later. One of ancient Rome's oldest roads was built largely to move salt. The Via Salaria, literally, the Salt Road. Roman soldiers received an allowance connected to salt, called a salarium. And that word survives today as salary. In parts of Ethiopia, bars of salt were used as money, well into modern times. So, how did humans discover salt? The truth is we didn't, not all at once. Animals led us to it, farming forced us to need it. The sun taught us to harvest it, an accident taught us it could stop time. And trade turned it into treasure. Every shake of that little jar in your kitchen is the end of a 10,000-year story. Which everyday thing should we uncover next? Tell us below and follow the trail next time.